Page 322. Lesson 30. Reading. Francisco Pizarro, the Spanish conqueror of Peru, used to work as a swineherd. Ernest Hemingway, the American novelist and short story writer, used to drive an ambulance. Akbar, the greatest of the Mughal emperors of India, used to rule little more than Punjab. Beethoven, the composer of great symphonies, used to support his family as a boy. Bertolt Brecht, the German poet and playwright, used to work in a hospital. Yuri Gagarin, the first man to travel into space, used to study molding in trade school. Thomas Paine, the political journalist of the American Revolution, used to collect taxes. Sukarno, who dominated Indonesian political life for 40 years, used to study civil engineering. Ho Chi Minh, the leader of the Vietnamese national movement, used to cook on a steamship. Fidel Castro, Cuba's socialist premier, used to practice law. Questions and answers. Used you to play much as a child? Yes, I used to play a lot as a child. Used you to play much as a child? No, I used not to play much as a child. Used you to get up early when you were young? Yes, I used to get up early when I was young. Used you to get up early when you were young? No, I used not to get up early when I was young. Used you to look at her over the garden fence? Yes, I used to look at her over the garden fence. Used you to look at her over the garden fence? No, I used not to look at her over the garden fence. Used you to smoke a pipe? Yes, I used to smoke a pipe. Used you to smoke a pipe? No, I used not to smoke a pipe. Page 324. Used you to tempt a desperate man? Yes, I used to tempt a desperate man. Used you to tempt a desperate man? No, I used not to tempt a desperate man. Used you to grumble about your boss? Yes, I used to grumble about my boss. Used you to grumble about your boss? No, I used not to grumble about my boss. Used you to gamble away half your fortune? Yes, I used to gamble away half my fortune. Used you to gamble away half your fortune? No, I used not to gamble away half my fortune. Used you to hate to dine alone? Yes, I used to hate to dine alone. Used you to hate to dine alone? No, I used not to hate to dine alone. Used you to win World Swimming Championships? Yes, I used to win World Swimming Championships. Used you to win World Swimming Championships? No, I used not to win World Swimming Championships. Used you to observe a strict diet to maintain your slimness? Yes, I used to observe a strict diet to maintain my slimness. Used you to observe a strict diet to maintain your slimness? No, I used not to observe a strict diet to maintain my slimness. Used the refugee to tell a tale of hunger and persecution? Yes, the refugee used to tell a tale of hunger and persecution. Used the refugee to tell a tale of hunger and persecution? No, the refugee used not to tell a tale of hunger and persecution. Used he to watch a drama on television? Yes, he used to watch a drama on television. Used he to watch a drama on television? No, he used not to watch a drama on television. Used he to shoot a bird of prey? Yes, he used to shoot a bird of prey. Used he to shoot a bird of prey? No, he used not to shoot a bird of prey. Used he to live as a parasite on his brother? Yes, he used to live as a parasite on his brother. Used he to live as a parasite on his brother? No, he used not to live as a parasite on his brother. Used he to use after-shaving lotion? Yes, he used to use after-shaving lotion. Used he to use after-shaving lotion? No, he used not to use after-shaving lotion. Used he to apply the ointment prescribed by his physician? Yes, he used to apply the ointment prescribed by his physician. Used he to apply the ointment prescribed by his physician? No, he used not to apply the ointment prescribed by his physician. Used his teacher to scold him? Yes, his teacher used to scold him. Used his teacher to scold him. No, his teacher used not to scold him. Used he to suffer from the diseases of the lungs? Yes, he used to suffer from the diseases of the lungs. Used he to suffer from the diseases of the lungs? No, he used not to suffer from the diseases of the lungs. Used he to humiliate his friend? Yes, he used to humiliate his friend. Used he to humiliate his friend? No, he used not to humiliate his friend. Used she to look after her ailing father with devotion? Yes, she used to look after her ailing father with devotion. Used she to look after her ailing father with devotion? No, she used not to look after her ailing father with devotion. Page 326. Use Roman worshippers to burn incense to please their gods. Yes, Roman worshippers used to burn incense to please their gods. Used Roman worshippers to burn incense to please their gods. No, Roman worshippers used not to burn incense to please their gods. Used the pungent fumes of onions to make her eyes tear. Yes, the pungent fumes of onions used to make her eyes tear. Used the pungent fumes of onions to make her eyes tear. No, the pungent fumes of onions used not to make her eyes tear. Used he to convert ocean water to drinking water? Yes, he used to convert ocean water to drinking water. Used he to convert ocean water to drinking water? No, he used not to convert ocean water to drinking water. Used he to take a vulture for an eagle? Yes, he used to take a vulture for an eagle. Used he to take a vulture for an eagle? No, he used not to take a vulture for an eagle. Used that athlete to receive a bribe? Yes, that athlete used to receive a bribe. Used that athlete to receive a bribe? No, that athlete used not to receive a bribe. Used the police to arrest him for speeding? Yes, the police used to arrest him for speeding. Used the police to arrest him for speeding? No, the police used not to arrest him for speeding. Used she to yell and boo at ball games? Yes, she used to yell and boo at ball games. Used she to yell and boo at ball games? No, she used not to yell and boo at ball games. Used his son to create disturbances in the class? Yes, his son used to create disturbances in the class. Used his son to create disturbances in the class? No, his son used not to create disturbances in the class. Used those scientists to study fossils? Yes, those scientists used to study fossils. Used those scientists to study fossils? No, those scientists used not to study fossils. Used the custodial staff to mop the stairways daily? Yes, the custodial staff used to mop the stairways daily. Used the custodial staff to mop the stairways daily? No, the custodial staff used not to mop the stairways daily. Used he to think it over before announcing his decision? Yes, he used to think it over before announcing his decision. Used he to think it over before announcing his decision? No, he used not to think it over before announcing his decision. Used your father to tell you to skip over the minor points? Yes, my father used to tell me to skip over the minor points. Used your father to tell you to skip over the minor points? No, my father used not to tell me to skip over the minor points. Used the detective to investigate each new employee? Yes, the detective used to investigate each new employee. Used the detective to investigate each new employee? No, the detective used not to investigate each new employee. Used those girls to giggle behind the teacher's back? Yes, those girls used to giggle behind the teacher's back. Used those girls to giggle behind the teacher's back? No, those girls used not to giggle behind the teacher's back. Page 328. Used the pugilist to boast that he was invincible? Yes, the pugilist used to boast that he was invincible. Used the pugilist to boast that he was invincible? No, the pugilist used not to boast that he was invincible. Used your sister to join the debate and discussion club? Yes, my sister used to join the debate and discussion club. Used your sister to join the debate and discussion club? No, my sister used not to join the debate and discussion club. Used he to study about the structure of the skeleton and the muscles? Yes, he used to study about the structure of the skeleton and the muscles. Used he to study about the structure of the skeleton and the muscles? No, he used not to study about the structure of the skeleton and the muscles. Used he to get injections under the skin? Yes, he used to get injections under the skin. Used he to get injections under the skin? No, he used not to get injections under the skin. Used they to forbid marriage outside the tribe? Yes, they used to forbid marriage outside the tribe. Used they to forbid marriage outside the tribe? No, they used not to forbid marriage outside the tribe. Used they to have faith in the judge's honesty? Yes, they used to have faith in the judge's honesty. Used they to have faith in the judge's honesty? No, they used not to have faith in the judge's honesty. Used she to try to take her own life? Yes, she used to try to take her own life. Used she to try to take her own life? No, she used not to try to take her own life. Used the government to prevent the extermination of minorities? Yes, the government used to prevent the extermination of minorities. Used the government to prevent the extermination of minorities? No, the government used not to prevent the extermination of minorities. Used he to ask his brother to help with the chores? Yes, he used to ask his brother to help with the chores. Used he to ask his brother to help with the chores? No, he used not to ask his brother to help with the chores. Used the spectators to create a disturbance at the stadium? Yes, the spectators used to create a disturbance at the stadium. Used the spectators to create a disturbance at the stadium? No, the spectators used not to create a disturbance at the stadium. Used the tyrant to consider himself unlimited in power? Yes, the tyrant used to consider himself unlimited in power. Used the tyrant to consider himself unlimited in power? No, the tyrant used not to consider himself unlimited in power. Used she to scold her daughter in the presence of her classmates? Yes, she used to scold her daughter in the presence of her classmates. Used she to scold her daughter in the presence of her classmates? No, she used not to scold her daughter in the presence of her classmates. Used the movies to exaggerate the luxury and idleness of life? Yes, the movies used to exaggerate the luxury and idleness of life. Used the movies to exaggerate the luxury and idleness of life? No, the movies used not to exaggerate the luxury and idleness of life. Page 330. Used those students to carry on noisy conversations in the library? Yes, those students used to carry on noisy conversations in the library. Used those students to carry on noisy conversations in the library? No, those students used not to carry on noisy conversations in the library. Used the eloquent speaker to move them in his brief address? Yes, the eloquent speaker used to move them in his brief address. Used the eloquent speaker to move them in his brief address? No, the eloquent speaker used not to move them in his brief address. Used he to blow soap bubbles from a pipe? Yes, he used to blow soap bubbles from a pipe. Used he to blow soap bubbles from a pipe? No, he used not to blow soap bubbles from a pipe.